What's up? What's up? What's up? Just if you're in the house. Anyway, we're about to do this Ferguson thing. You know, I really wish the brothers there that they wouldn't even march. They should just all get a letter. You get some letters or whatever, or send mail, to the governor and stuff, and leave it at that, because that's about, as far as the best response you're gonna get without hurting yourselves. The best thing you can do without hurting yourself. I wouldn't even go. They spending all this money waiting for this, waiting for that. So, if they already got, they're waiting and delaying decision, and it's almost pretty much, you can almost say what you think it is anyway. But the only way you're gonna have, listen, guys. 500 years, man. I mean, since Spanish came over here, 16 something, so it's 600 years or so. 550 years, something between 500-600 years, and we're still going through this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And everything we've been doing ain't changing anything. And you know how to change this stuff. You got to get in those books, get this information. You got to start trading with other countries. You got to start doing your own things, stuff. You got to stop. What is that thing called? Stop buying things that you don't need. Start building your own infrastructure. The point is that we don't have any kind of defense at all. You know what I'm saying? That's like if they do something to you, what can you do to stop it? You go to court, but they all friends. And they're going to, I'm not going to say all of them, but it's pretty much where it's written, where you don't know the law, you don't even read the law, you don't know the law, so you're gonna get messed up a whole bunch of times and stuff. And then you got these people on these personal vendettas and stuff, that's really crazy and things like that. And I'm gonna tell you the truth, it's that's the only thing you're gonna have to do. You're just gonna have to get out there and start hitting those books, and knowing the laws and stuff, and then start developing a kind of a city or a nation or a hood rules, where, hey, let's do this, do this, do this, do this. And you gotta make those rules and stuff, because they coming in and y'all acting all individual, and that's how they getting you, one at a time. And they got time, one at a time, and you guys getting yourselves, and I'm not saying that they don't do that to other people. They do it to other people too, but you guys just think about it. 500 years of doing the same things, happening. When is it going to stop? How are you going? What are you going to? What are you going to do? And when are you going to decide to say, hey, enough is enough. Let me do this stuff the right way, because our only problem that we have is defense. And if you can't stop them, stop all these problems and stuff that you having, then you're just gonna be out there, left to hang, by yourself, and that's it. I mean, think about how the United States built up all its built the country and built its defense and all kinds of stuff, and I heard, World War II, they got a lot of the scientists, or got them from Germany, from Germany and all that stuff, and brought them over here and all them things. But still, the whole fact is, there's always this element of learning and studying and researching, and developing, and it's always been there. And I'm gonna say, and you look at who's doing it, because you can look at the names and see who's doing it, and it's the same people, who's developing, Einstein and this and that. And when you go to school and you read, and everything is like, all these people are like pretty much Jewish people, and you're reading about their history, and they, why not? They controlling everything. Well, I wouldn't say everything, but they control what's in the States and stuff, and doing that. So why not? Why are they gonna talk about other people's history? If you want to learn about your history, you gotta get out there. You gotta pay some people to go out there, pay for airplane flights and hotel fees and whatever, and get your people out there to study that stuff, and see what's going on. Go over there for yourself, because I'm telling you, a lot of times, a lot of brothers, they leave overseas and they're like, oh my God, it's peace, no cops, no drugs, no nothing. And they're like, oh my God, this is peace. And a lot of people don't want to go back home. You know, a lot of people just don't want to go back. You know, but you know, you got to get some news back. You got to do something. You know, so you know, that's what we're lacking. We're lacking in our development and research, because I don't know if we have one as a black, quote unquote, black people, and that's including the Native American blacks and this and that and whoever, whatever. I don't think we had that. And I don't even know if they're even doing that in Africa. You know, what are they researching? Are they creating anything, you know, of significance? You know, so I don't know. It's kind of sad, you know, but you know, that's what we need to do. And this stuff is not that hard, you know. Like I was watching some video, and this one brother, he was saying how going to school, going to college, it really is a waste. And Dr. Valentine, Phil Valentine, he also said too, you know, you got these old school teachers that know how to teach math to kids, you know how to increase their vocabulary, and you get them together, get some kids together, pay them, you know, $200-300, whatever, you know, you put for every lesson in, and have them teach your kids, you know, have them teach your kids, you know. And you grown men, you grown women, you have to stop doing this stuff, because like I said in my other videos, it's your thinking, you know, and it's pretty much a controlled thinking that you just incorporate or infuse or fuel with your hormones. And one thing about your hormones, and I think I made a video like this about this and I deleted it, but the whole thing is, your mind can never ever tell you to do anything wrong. Your mind cannot. It's always telling you to get this information, do this, do that. Everything that it's doing is saying to you is for the betterment and improvement and the stability and the protection of your life. But you have what they call free will, and that and then the mind also has an equation with it. So there are steps. 1 + 1 = 2. Guys, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something. You know, if 1 + 1 = 2 does not excite you, then you really are lost, and you really don't understand what's going on and what the makeup of this world is and things about numbers, because everything is built on the number 1. Everything. Your math is all about 1. You got a unit that's a 1 that is even, and then you take that even unit and you blah 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 whatever, and it's, you know, I mean, and it's simple. Only thing you need to do is just learn the vocabulary. Just takes a few minutes and learn the vocabulary, and that's it. And it's really not that hard. But we don't, you know, research doing what? You know, sitting around, and I'm watching Facebook, got my cousins on there, and everybody, you know, and they were, oh, you know, I'm getting this drink, I'm getting that drink, and I'm like, oh my God, you know. And I'm not saying I'm doing all this stuff too, because I'm gonna start doing this stuff too, you know. But it's like, you know, me and my friends, we come out here to Japan, and it's boring, and you know, a lot of us, some of us don't drink a lot. So, you know, we're on the Players Club, you know, and we're in there talking about business and other things to do and stuff like that. And a lot of people, you know, they're like, you know, starting to say, hey, let me re-educate myself. You know, let me re-educate myself. Like Raymond Gaijin, he's in college and he's almost finished his master's and stuff. And me, and you know, I'm just, you know, sitting here talking to y'all and stuff, but still, you know, what are you doing? Because getting back to the free will, the one bad thing about the free will is that everything that you think about is all controlled. Everything. I mean, the characters that in your dream, in your mind, they're doing exactly what you want them to do. You know, the weather is exactly the way you want it. I mean, even when you're thinking bad thoughts, everything is exactly the way you want it. But when you start trying, and the whole thing is you don't have a plan. Also, so you go out there and you're doing this stuff and you're thinking it's going to work just the way you plan it out, and it's not going to work like that, because those people that are that were in your dreams or your thoughts or whatever, you know, they have their own free will and their own thoughts, and they're not going to cooperate the way you want to. So the only thing the best thing to do is to work from the logic side, the 1 + 1 = 2, because everything is there's an order, there's a way, you know, and sometimes things don't work out, but that's only because you're getting something wrong. But there's always these steps that you can do, you know, and they're there, and they're there, and they're there, you know. So like you go to school and get upset, no, I don't want to do this, you know, and it's so much, you're going to spend so much more energy, you know, you're going to spend so much more energy to stop, to prevent doing something that your mind already started, than to do what you want to do. So basically what I'm saying is, your mind tell you to study, and your mind releases the perfect hormones, they write them out and everything, so you can go on and do what you got to do. But then when you get this you know, it's more or less like you're thinking this, I'm like, I don't want to do that, so you release some more hormones to overpower whatever the instructions that your mind had already given you. And then that's where the come in, you know. It's this little stress thing that goes in there, and then your whole body got to stop on a dime and then reverse and do whatever you're gonna do. And usually whatever that thought you want to do, it usually ends up not being the better choice, you know. It usually, it's not going to be the better choice in the short run, and especially in the long run, you know. So when you're out there thinking like, yeah, I got my free will, I'm gonna do this, you know, you got to think, what's the equation? Because most people just operate on their free will based on their feelings, you know. They got this feeling that they, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna talk to this, I'm gonna just do this studying, you know, I'm gonna go to the club, you know, yeah, that's real good, and you release it. And every time you're doing that, you're releasing your hormones. And you guys have to understand that you have control over your hormones, but the control that you don't have is you don't have the ability yet anyway to release the right amount of hormones to do the job that you want to be done. And when we do it, we release way too much, and you know, that stuff that hurts, and it hurts your body, and it actually destroys you. So you have to stop doing that. You know, it's like recently I've been thinking about that and been changing the way I'm thinking and stuff like that, and it's gonna hurt, because sometimes you're gonna like, yeah, I want to go out with my friends and blah blah this, you know, and then all of a sudden your mind said, nah, don't go. And you're like, but you know, you want to go, and you get this sad feeling, but the sad feeling is just the same old hormones doing the same thing, but you're just labeling it a different way and stuff. And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, I won't go, and you'll do something else, and you realize that, hey, you know, you should have listened to your mind, because it's not that difficult. Listen, your mind is not stupid. The only thing that's stupid is you not doing what the mind tells you to do. Your brain has a function, and that's all it's going to do, and it does it well. All you have to do is just listen and do it. It's like look and write, look and do, you know, and it's just so simple, you know. So right now I'm getting tired. I have no idea. I guess this car must be hot, or I must be getting bored making this video. But you know, you guys have to understand that it's your free will that's messing you up. You know, it's the free will that got these black people praying to a white God that even the white people, or those people up on top of whoever is saying it's not even true, and it's written. It's all kinds of stuff, you know. And that's how nobody is mentally enslaving you. You're not mentally enslaved. You are enslaved to your hormones, because your hormones make your body do things. And if you put a program in your mind and release those hormones, you know, once those hormones are released, your body has to move. Your body has to move. So anyway, I'm out. Peace.